What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE wrestlers furious with Shane McMahon, Shane McMahon now being a regular on television again, the shock original winner for the Royal Rumble, WWE superstars upset backstage, AEW holding off on signing Jeff Hardy, Nia Jax defends Brock Lesnar, the superstar is upset with his absence from the Rumble, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at WWE wrestlers furious with Shane McMahon. Topping today's news is the magma hot heat on Shane McMahon thanks to his booking of the 2022 Men's Royal Rumble. Ringside News tweeted, Shane McMahon was producer and lead writer for the Men's Royal Rumble match, and there is a ton of heat on him today for it. We're told that Shane was fighting everyone, booking himself to be one of the last ones out, and he has the entire locker room really angry. While Shane O'Mac's return was a pleasant surprise, the way he was booked seems to have pushed WWE superstars' berserk buttons. Ringside News is reporting Shane's position writing and producing the Men's Rumble is the talk of WWE today. Furthermore, Ringside News reports, a tenured member of the creative team told us that Shane McMahon openly buried Jamie Noble and he tried to book the Rumble around himself. Furthermore, McMahon was confrontational and he was gung-ho to put himself over, even fighting with people to do so. According to Ringside News, when Shane is more impactful in the Rumble than Biggie or Owens, even people who don't normally complain are complaining loudly today. The 52-year-old McMahon had several big spots in the Rumble, including his elimination of Kevin Owens, a brawl with Matt Riddle, and McMahon's spot in the Final Four. Do you think Shane McMahon was booked too strongly for the Rumble? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you did, you might not like the next story, as Shane McMahon is competing at the Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. Shane's return may be just the beginning, as Dave Meltzer is reporting Shane is booked for both the Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania 38 pay-per-views. Premium live events. According to Dave Meltzer, McMahon has a match on the books, but it was said to have not been finalized a few days ago, which is evidently why they did no angle with him at the Rumble. His appearance in the 2022 Elimination Chamber event may have to do with it being held in Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Sports Authority demands that the WWE bring in what it sees as top acts, and Shane's many appearances in Saudi Arabia suggest he is perceived as a huge star. You may recall McMahon won the WWE World Cup tournament held at 2018's Crown Jewel, a victory which surprised some fans. Next up, the shock original winner for this year's Royal Rumble. Now, it's been reported from PW Insider that Matt Riddle was the initial planned winner for the Rumble. WrestleVotes also reported that WWE had planned since the pairing began last spring for Riddle vs Randy Orton at SummerSlam, which didn't happen. Plan was to hold off till Mania. I'm now told only a handful of creative members want to split them, with the idea that if the match happens, it should be for the WWE title. Do you think Matt Riddle should have won the Royal Rumble this year? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, WWE superstars upset backstage. Shane's booking and the general booking for this year's Rumble may have taken its toll on backstage morale in the WWE. PW Insider's Mike Johnson is reporting, if you were among those disenchanted with the WWE Royal Rumble pay-per-view, you were not alone. We've heard from a number of sources in the company who are frustrated with the constant changes in the Rumble matches over the course of the last week and felt that it was a direct cause for the quality, or lack of, for the Rumble matches themselves. Critics felt there were some baffling booking decisions at the Rumble, including a DQ ending for Seth Rollins vs Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar winning the Men's Royal Rumble. Apparently, there were a number of Rumble revisions, at least according to Johnson, who reported one person involved with the show last night noted that the Men's Rumble match changed literally 20 times over the course of the day prior to and during the pay-per-view. If Johnson's source was accurate, it's easy to believe Johnson's report that the morale after the show was very down compared to most recent WWE pay-per-views, because as one talent, who commented under condition of anonymity, stated, "We were all in a whirlwind. Just as you had your role and spots down, everything started over and over, and now most of us were back to square one. It changed again and again and again. It wasn't an easy night even before we hit the ring." What's particularly interesting about this year's Rumble is that the Rumble is traditionally one of the most anticipated WWE events of the year. However, Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar's predictable wins ruined the matches for some fans, not to mention the poor match between Becky Lynch and Doudrop, as well as the odd finish for the Reigns vs Rollins match. Now, in WWE's defense, there is no escaping Vince McMahon's mindset that WrestleMania and the road to Mania is all about big names, including celebrities and wrestlers who McMahon feels have drawing power like Rousey and Lesnar. These big names are often booked ahead of full-time performers because McMahon believes the showcase of the Immortals is the night casual fans and regular viewers tune in to see the biggest names in pro wrestling. Nonetheless, there is a case to be made that doesn't do anything for the WWE product for the rest of the year, as then big names disappear or they only wrestle occasionally. What do you guys think? Should WWE superstars be upset with the way the Rumble was booked? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Tony Khan holding off on signing Jeff Hardy. Does Tony Khan want to sign recently released Jeff Hardy? If so, Dave Meltzer believes the AEW president won't make any moves until Brother Nero's non-compete clause ends in March. Meltzer discussed the situation on the recent Wrestling Observer Radio. There's discussions through different people and you can pass messages, but as far as Tony Khan directly talking, every situation's different. I'm not saying he never talks to anyone from another organization or anything like that. I don't know what he does and doesn't do, but I know from certain people that he avoids talking to certain people that are top people until the legal right day. Khan likely is in no rush to incur Mr. McMahon's legal wrath by tampering with someone under contract. Although, as Meltzer hinted, there are always ways to put feelers out to wrestlers waiting for their non-compete clause to end. So under that, guys, Jeff Hardy is not going to be a free agent until March. So I don't know if there's any specific thing going. I mean, a lot of people are expecting it, and I am too, honestly, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. The Hardys have already announced they'll be teaming up on the indie circuit, and many Hardy fans believe Jeff will head to AEW as well. A Hardys reunion in AEW could lead to some epic matches against AEW's dazzling array of tag teams such as FTR, the Lucha Brothers, the Young Bucks, and Jurassic Express. Next up, superstar upset with his absence from the Rumble. It's clear that some superstars and wrestling fans are upset over the booking for the Men's Royal Rumble, but does that include SmackDown superstar Cesaro? Cesaro, who wasn't included in the Rumble this year, led to a Twitter user tweeting, "Imagine booking the Royal Rumble and thinking, nah, can't think of anything for Cesaro to do this year. This guy, are you effing serious? You can't think of a single thing for him to do? Really? Absolutely unbelievable." Cesaro seems to agree, as the Swiss Superman liked the tweet. WWE superstar Cesaro's career seems to be back in the mid-card, so is it much of a surprise that the Swiss cyborg was absent from the Rumble? Furthermore, should he have been complaining giving his decision to sign a new deal with the WWE after years of being booked as a mid-carder and occasional upper-card star? Next up, Bad Bunny bound for WrestleMania? Bad Bunny was one of many surprise entrants in the 2022 Rumble, but did his Rumble return signal he's on the road to WrestleMania? Well, not according to PW Insider's Mike Johnson, who reports that the rapping wrestler has a sold-out tour coming up, which includes appearances on 2nd and 3rd April, the same dates as this year's showcase of the Immortals. Nevertheless, fans shouldn't rule out Bad Bunny bouncing back into the ring. As Mike commented, "We're told at this point Bad Bunny is pretty much considered part of the company and can drop in to be involved anytime he'd like to do something and the schedules allow it to happen. He's very passionate about the business and has been a lifelong fan and was thrilled to be there, as you can imagine." Johnson also discussed how the WWE handled Bad Bunny's Royal Rumble appearance. We're told that Bad Bunny was quietly training the week before the Rumble to prepare for last night's appearance, so the appearance was locked in at least 1 to 2 weeks before last night's pay-per-view. As we noted in our recap of the Rumble, the WWE set the stage for a Bad Bunny vs Sheamus bout after Bunny eliminated the Scottish Warrior from the Rumble. Would you guys like to see Bad Bunny return to the ring? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, Nia Jax defends Brock Lesnar. Last but not least, Brock Lesnar's surprise appearance in the Men's Rumble upset a lot of wrestlers and fans who felt that the part-timer is constantly overpushed at the expense of full-time stars. Former WWE superstar Nia Jax is supporting the decision as she tweeted the following after a fan expressed their outrage at Brock winning the Rumble. "I'm a big Brock fan. He's insanely talented, works so hard, and is genuinely a nice person. He's come back when he's needed and always gives back." Lesnar definitely has his supporters, and the most important one is Vincent Kennedy McMahon. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.